Okay, so first very important aspect is something like this way. You open this file system. Okay, so from here it is our file manager. Okay, so open this file manager. Okay, and go to the place where you have a downloaded that particular file. For me it is here. Okay, and now you have to extract this file. Okay, so right click and extract it. Okay, so when you extract, you going to create this one particular tutorial folder. Okay, so this is the tutorial folder that we're going to execute for tutorial 1. Okay, let me brief you about this entire tutorial. Okay, so if you look at the readme file, okay, you can right click, and I normally use this GUI as a file viewer. Okay, it is very convenient way to look at. So this is first tutorial, steady laminar flow. Okay, and simple form, and we have a test case, something like a square cavity. Okay, with different class of the mesh. Then we have to change the Reynolds number. Then we have a skew cavity with the different type of the skewness for different Reynolds number, and we going to add up one mesh from ANSYS Fluent. Okay, so we created mesh in ANSYS Fluent, and we try to add up that mesh inside of it. Okay, so this, for this part you require the mesh that I going to upload today. Okay, so you will going to get that mesh in the mesh folder. So it's something like this way. Along with this you have this mesh folder, so I going to upload entire this meshes. Okay, and here you will find 2D elbow, 3D blower, 3D elbow, all these meshes what we're going to use for our training. Okay, so this is entire readme file for entire of that particular tutorial. Okay, and let me go back again. Okay, so this readme file belong to entire this particular tutorial. Now you go to the simple form. Okay, we want to work with the cavity. There is a square cavity. Inside the square cavity, if you see whatever I wrote it down here, all the folders is available. Okay, but I don't want that you work like this way. Okay, I want you work something like this way. Out of this you only adopt one mesh, that is the basic mesh. Okay, this one I will walk through this entire meshing part, and I will tell you exactly how you going to modify the mesh. Okay, so what I want, you try to only copy one tutorial, modify all the mesh by yourself. Okay, again I will show you how to modify for non-uniform part. You change this mesh. Okay, you have to run all this tutorial by your own way. I will show you how to tune the Reynolds number. Okay, and how to change the Reynolds number in the OpenFOAM. You work with this all this thing. Okay, same way we try to create one geometry. Okay, and rest these two geometry you have to create your own mesh. With this one geometry I will show you how to create a mesh for skew cavity. Okay, and for this also we going to add up this same mesh. Okay, even though if you see here all the folder is available, don't straight away start working with this. Okay, if you want to learn very fast, only add up one folder, copy it, create a new folder, and in this try to modify it. Okay, and that way you going to learn so many aspects of OpenFOAM. Okay, but if you face any difficulty, for that the backup folder is available with you, so no problem with that part. Okay, so that is what we're going to do. So okay, one more thing, when you enter in the pen drive, okay, you have access to all your own partition as well. Okay, like for me this is data and all, this is my Linux partition, everything. Okay, I suggest don't run from this. Okay, don't store any data inside this pen drive. That what it mean, you try to choose any of your partition. Okay, let's say this is the data is partition, and on this try to create a new folder. Okay, let's say this training program. Inside that try to create another folder, basic module. Inside that basic module, you based on your working style you adapt. Okay, but don't store any data on the pen drive, because pen drive have a very limited availability. If we see what is the pen drive size available, so pen drive has a something like, for me because I install so many other thing, very less, but for you maybe you have a something like 1.2 GB data only available on pen drive. Okay, and while you are running and didn't delete later on that file, maybe pen drive going to be crashed. Okay, so unnecessarily you have to again reburn the pen drive. So I suggest don't do that way. Okay, you have to adopt any of your own hard disk partition. But let's say when you accessing this hard disk partition, okay, anyone, and it give you some error. If it give you the error, I not have at the display because I never face, but while I'm working with different student, they facing some ntfs error. Okay, so you may require to execute this command ntfs. Okay, somewhere there is a fix. ntfs, yeah, ntfs fix. Okay, sorry, please remember, you write down this command. If you not able to access your hard disk partition, okay, then you have to type a ntfs fix and whatever the hard disk partition. Okay, so when they give you the error, it show you the hard disk partition. Okay, so hard disk partition, how it look like is something like this way: sudo f disk minus l. Okay, so hard disk, it maybe give you the, let's say for me this window data has a hard disk partition dev sd5. Okay, this is my hard disk partition. On that partition you want to store your data. In that regard, you use ntfs fix and that hard disk partition and enter. Okay, with this command it will fix the that partition, and after fixing you able to enter in that particular partition. Okay, so please remember this command. It is very very important command, because I don't know everyone able to face it or somebody going to face it based on the some partition setting. Okay, but to fix that you have to run the ntfs fix command. Okay, so and in that you create your own working directory, and on that your own working directory try to copy that particular file and start working. So for me, I created in one of the partition for batch 1, and this is my entire tutorial. Okay, so let's look at what this tutorial possesses. Okay, so this is how I see. So simple form is our solver. Okay, now the simple form is a steady state simulator or steady state application. With the help of that simple form, you are able to run laminar as well as turbulent flow, but we want to stick to the laminar part. Okay, so certain setting I did. First walk through certain thing. So cavity, skew cavity, let's go with the grid, this one. Okay, and again go to readme file. So readme file, each of the folder you find this readme file. By mistake or you not able to see this readme file, then go to the parent directory. Okay, and here you feel in the simple form, this is the master readme file. Okay, it is exactly the same file. You have to follow this all the command to execute the simulations. Okay, that is how I see. So this is the readme file. So readme file, if you go through step by step, okay, you able to run the each one of this case. Okay, so that is what we created. So in the readme file, if you see, first is to clean the directory, it is optional. So these two command is useful if you already run some case. Okay, and if you want to clean that particular directory, you have to run this particular command. Okay, along with this particular case directory, okay, you have these three important folders. Okay, so if you are working with any commercial part, when we want to set up any test case, what is required? First we require the mesh generation, then we require certain properties and model setting, then we require boundary condition, initial condition, then we require certain setting for or parameter for discretization method, algorithm, all these things. So all this folder going to cover all that aspect of that particular thing. So very quickly, in a very brief way, I will try to give you the idea. So constant, in the constant folder there is a polymesh. Okay, so polymesh, if you see right now it is empty, but polymesh after the grid generation, all the meshing aspect is come under the polymesh environment. Okay, so that is this polymesh part. Along with this, you have a certain properties like transport properties. Wait, I will open in. Okay, so if you look at the transport property, okay, so transport property model is Newtonian and new. nu is the nu is the kinematic viscosity. Okay, it is nothing but dynamic viscosity divided by density. Okay, and this is its unit. Okay, so unit is very very important. So OpenFOAM is work based on the parents unit of any of the variable. Okay, and we not supposed to mess up with the unit. Okay, so if you look at, this is about the mass, this is about length, this is about the time. Okay, this is about temperature. Okay, then this is about the molecular way, this is about the, let's say, wait a minute, I not exactly remember the name of that quantity. Okay, so this is about the current. Okay, and last one is about the intensity, that is light intensity. Okay, so mass, length, okay, time, then temperature, okay, then quantity, either mole or kilomole, okay, and then current, okay, either in ampere, or this is about the light intensity candela. So with the help of this 7 quantities, we able to fix the unit of each of the variables. So kinetic viscosity, okay, we have a meter square per second, that it is unit. Okay, and value is 0.005. Okay, that is how one can set the unit of any of the variable. Okay, now if you go towards, so constant folder allow you to fix the meshing part as well as your properties. Along with this, you have a turbulent property. Okay, so in the turbulent property, we set simulation time as a laminar. Okay, so with the help of that, we able to select the different class of simulation. Either you want to work with the RANS alias, we have to change this simulation type RANS alias and it going to work. Okay, but here we are going to work with the laminar, so it is very simple way of looking it. Okay, now this go towards the 0 folder. So 0 folder allow you to fix two things. One is all the boundary conditions and another is initial conditions. Okay, so if you go towards okay, one more thing, we are solving Navier-Stokes equation. So Navier-Stokes equation, if you look at fundamental two variable, one is the velocity, so you cover all three component velocity, another is the pressure. Okay, so that's why we have a two file, each file belong to particular variable. So if you look at here, so this is particular header. Okay, so header class is volume vector field. What it's saying that whatever the variable is setting by this particular file, it is a volume vector field. Okay, now let me open, let me also open P file, it give you the brief idea. If you look at P file, okay, so P file give you the volume scalar field. Okay, volume, that means it is going to store at a cell center place. Okay, that, and it belong to the each of the cells quantities. Okay, so velocity and pressure we going to store at a cell center. Okay, so that's why it is a volume vector field, and this is called the volume scalar field. Velocity is a vector quantity, pressure is a scalar quantity. Again dimension same way. Okay, so meter per second. Internal field, so internal field is about the initial conditions. Okay, so you have a two ways to set the initial condition, either for any fixed value, so that value is applied to all the internal cell, or you can have a non-uniform value that we'll explore later on. This is all the boundary conditions. Okay, so boundary conditions, what it mean, that means whatever the boundary you have for that particular case, you have to apply certain class of the boundary conditions. So for that you have a this. So let me quickly show you in the para form how it going to look like. Okay, let me open this. Here also you able to see. Okay, so look, this is our particular case. Okay, so this is the cavity. Okay, so top wall is moving and all are the other wall is the surrounding or the fixed wall. So if you see here in the boundary, we have a moving wall, that is nothing but this top wall moving. Okay, and you have a this fixed wall, that is all this surrounding wall. Okay, so on that we have to apply the boundary condition. So fixed wall moving at a 1 meter per second velocity in x direction, moving wall, top wall, and all other walls are fixed with a 0 value. Okay, so it is called the wall boundary condition basically. Okay, along with that, if you look at in the pressure, all our walls, okay, so we have a zero gradient. So please remember one thumb rule in the incompressible flow. Okay, if you are working with the incompressible flow, okay, then if you are applying the velocity, okay, as a boundary conditions, that means if you are applying fixed value for velocity, okay, then you must apply gradient for pressure. Okay, so that is the thumb rule. If you are applying, that means if you are applying inlet as a incoming velocity, then at the inlet you must apply pressure as a gradient conditions. Okay, if you are applying, let's say, at a outlet fixed pressure, okay, so that means atmospheric pressure, then at that location you supposed to apply Neumann condition for velocity, okay, for incompressible flow. That is the best matching conditions. Okay, so in the similar line, everywhere we are fixing the velocity, okay, so Dirichlet condition, so at the same place for velocity we have a Neumann conditions. Okay, so like that way you can see the boundary conditions. So 0th folder, okay, give you the idea about boundary condition and initial condition. Now very quickly just look at the system folder. So in the system folder you have this 4 file. Okay, so out of this, block mesh dict file is about creating the mesh for our particular this case. Okay, and this 3 file is controlling file. Control dict give you the controlling aspect of entire of simulation. FV scheme file give you the idea about the selection of different schemes for our PDEs, and FV solution give you the control about the solution algorithm, linear solver, and all these things. Okay, we going to explore tomorrow about all these things. Okay, so this is how you can see different class of files. So basically if I summarize, it's something like this way. Constant folder give you the idea about the physical properties and the meshing informations. 0 folder give you the idea about initial condition, boundary condition. System folder give you the idea about the controlling aspect of your simulation, selection of discretization method, selection of algorithm. Along with that you have a block mesh dict file that give you the idea about the mesh generations. Okay, so first let me show you quickly how you going to run this particular case. Okay, for that we going to use this readme file. Okay, so before you start any simulations, okay, you have to first open the terminal. Okay, so this is the terminal. Okay, so certain command ls give you the list of files. Okay, pwd it give you the path where you are. Okay, now I don't want to run here. Okay, this is home and Ubuntu. I want to run at a particular location where I stored my data. So this is my location. So if you want to go directly at this location from your mouse, okay, click right, left click, left 2 times at a time you click, it will select it. Okay, this is the beauty of Linux. You click it, okay, and from here type a cd change of directory and type a middle click. It immediately whatever you selected there, it copied here, and you able to move to that particular folder. Just check ls give you the list of files or folder available in folder, that particular folder. So you have a 0 constant readme file, system and thief file. This give you the idea after simulation what you're going to get. Okay, so we have some snapshot we kept in that. Now we want to simulate this particular case. So for that let's go step by step. Okay, so okay, so let's see, we want to run this. So first type these 2 command. Okay, so either type or directly from the left mouse. Okay, step by step. Let's copy one command. Okay, not found. Okay, why? Because before we want to start our simulation, we have to first create the environment. Okay, so how you going to create the environment? For that, when you start any of the new terminal, okay, let me start here again, new terminal. You will see here, if you want to work with the OpenFOAM 3.0x, you have to type this command OF30x. If you want to work with the extended version of 4.0, you have to type FE40. What this command going to do? It try to call the setting files belong to this particular OpenFOAM environment. Okay, so we have to first set the environment, then only you able to execute the command. Okay, so to set the environment, right now we're going to work with the OpenFOAM 3.0x, so we have to stick to the OF30x. So type a command OF30x. Okay, now environment is ready to go. Now if you type this command, that command is available. Okay, so we clean the tutorial, we clean the polymesh. Okay, now we want to create the mesh. So we are working with the block mesh, so we're going to use the block mesh as a utility. Okay, so type a block mesh, execute. Okay, so just look at the output. Okay, so it executed entire one file, and which file it executed? It executed whatever the written in this particular file, block mesh dict. Okay, so this file it particularly executed. We look at entire entry tomorrow about this file. Okay, so this file is executed by this simple one command. Okay, now after that what we have a check mesh command. Okay, so just type this check mesh. If you look at the check mesh, what you see, let me enlarge this particular file. Okay, if you see the check mesh output, okay, let me put it again. So look, it gives you certain ideas. It gives you the number of points available, number of faces available, number of internal faces available, number of cells. Okay, hexahedral, cell type is hexahedral, no page, poly, anything. Okay, boundary definition is okay, cell face addressing is okay, point usage is okay. Okay, this is the name of the patches, that is where you're going to apply the boundary conditions. Okay, domain overall box, what is the size bounding box of domain? Okay, look, certain more aspect ratio is okay, non-orthogonality check is okay, face pyramid is okay. If let's say your mesh has a certain type of the skew element, then here you get that output as a mesh is failing. Okay, so idea is that when the mesh is failing, you have to change the mesh. So this check mesh is very important utility that you have to run before you go towards the final simulations. Okay, now certain more utility we installed. You have a different ways to start the simulation. You simply type simple form. Okay, and the simulation going to start. Okay, it's over because it's very simple. Okay, so I'm again cleaning the tutorial. Okay, you can start tutorial by different facilities. Okay, one is called PyForm plot runner. So if you are working with, let's say, ANSYS Fluent, while the simulation is going on, it show you the colorful plots. It give you the idea how the residual is converging, all these things. So if you run with this command, you can see that part. Okay, alternatives, you can create a log file for later use. So I normally prefer this way. It will try to dump all this screen output. Okay, what is screen output? While we run first time, look, this is all called the its screen output, that is dump on the terminal. That same thing you can divert in some type of log file. Okay, so I suggest try to stick to this way of working, simple with the log file. Okay, so I'm running again. So log file is created. Look, okay, now in the log file, so you can open this log file. Okay, very easily. Guinea and log file and put ampersand, that log file is visible here. Okay, so look, this is how when you started, it give you the entire convergence history, how the simulation is done. We look at entire entry tomorrow, what it possesses and everything. Okay, so this is about the how you can start the simulation by different ways. Okay, or you can start with this, but if you want to watch how its convergence in the colorful plot, then use this PyForm plot watcher and use this log file. It give you the residual idea. Or you simply type simple form and all this way, or you can divert it and again look at the output in the console. Okay, so there is a different ways. I suggest try to stick to this way. It is a very best way to look at the simulations. Okay, now let's say simulation is over. Now look at our directory. So previously, now again I am going back to our folder. Okay, so previously we have a 0 folder and all this folder, but now after running you will get a few additional more folders. Okay, so this folder is belong to your backup. intermediate solutions of your simulation. Now if you want to see this particular simulation, then use paraFOAM. Okay, that command is available here to visualize paraFOAM. Okay, and paraFOAM is open, apply. Okay, so this is our cavity. Okay, and if you on from here, this is the mesh size. On the z direction we have a 1 cell thick. We are try to work with the 2-dimensional cavity. Okay, if it is 3D, then in this direction also you have a number of element. Okay, but right now we are stick to the 2D cavity only. So this is the cavity. Okay, and now if you look at different thing, let's say how the u is progressed. So at the initial condition, next. Okay, so it is within 1 2 3 it storage it simulated very nicely. Okay, this is its output. You will see progress in the when we go toward very fine mesh. Okay, you will see entire animation, but it's very coarse mesh, so very quickly it finished the simulations. Okay, then certain things you can do with this paraFOAM. Okay, so all these things we're going to explore in subsequent sections. Okay, so what we did is very quickly we try to run the case. Okay, now what I suggest, okay, whoever able to create the pen drive and able to run with the pen drive, okay, I suggest try to start running with this particular cavity, square cavity, and this mesh files. Okay, so right now we run with this. Now we want to change the mesh file, let's say. Okay, so from 2020 to 5050 mesh, you have to change where system folder, go to the block mesh dict. Okay, and just look at few entries. We explore all this entry later on tomorrow itself. Okay, but look, here is the cell size, x cell and y cell. You just change this cell size based on your requirement. Okay, and you create a different files. Okay, and you able to run that particular case. So I suggest try to run at least 1 or 2 tutorial out of it and get a feeling. Check either this whatever the readme file is what we provided, step by step you able to run it or not. Okay, so again, when you start the terminal, please run OF this command and you enter inside that environment and go to the place where you want to run. Okay, by just selecting it and cd to that location. Okay, and you are in that particular folder and start executing the command that is listed in this particular readme file. Okay, step by step. Later on I give you the idea about all these commands. Okay, but first we start creating or running our own cases and creating our own cases. That give you the good feeling. Okay,